Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more EarthBound. Last time, we were rescued from the jaws of death in the depths of the graveyard by... Jeff. Hey, he's more reckless than he looks. This time, we are gonna go around Threed with the three of us, and we're gonna brighten up this place with our own brand of sunshine! I say as the camera zooms out and we see everybody dying around us to the threat of the zombies. Sorry. I guess in the vein of shooting down optimism, Paula, we gotta talk here, okay? So, Jeff is a friend who we have never met before, and I was a friend we have never met before. In what realm of any optimism does that even begin to make any sense? How can I possibly be the friend if I've never met them? I'm sorry, Paula, but I'm usually all for optimism. I think I got you beat on this one. Starting off, we're gonna go into the circus tent. People used to call me evil, but the zombies are much more scary. I left my wife and kids at home to escape this tent. That's how scary the zombies are. I was gonna jump to the fact that you were a lawyer, but, sorry, buddy, you really got that beat. Frankly, I'm running scared. I don't mean that I actually run around, I just mean I'm frightened. Conditions in this town are getting worse. Why do we get all the zombies in this tent and set it on fire? We may get all munched before we have a chance to do anything. I'm glad you're going to help us, but you're pretty young. So, this weird object was flying around and crashed in the graveyard. It looked like it was straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon. Wow, did you come here in that flying contraption? I like the pause there when he was trying to think about what to say. That's a good touch. How can we defeat the zombies? I just don't know. Sounds like we don't have much direction to go off of, so we're gonna see some things that we can only see with Jeff. Starting off, I took the liberty of staying in the Threed Sunset Hotel. Jeff, in the process of doing that, was able to repair the broken air gun to the Magnum air gun. Right away, we equipping that. 50 offense. There he is having some good weapons to him, right there. Good positive sign of things to come from Jeff. Jeff's ability to repair items is no problem here. Certainly not when you have an offense stat that good, no. Jeff has 12 IQ, and he's the genius of the group. What a sad day for this earth. Jeff's IQ stat determines what items he is able to repair. Once you have 65 IQ on him, he is able to repair any item at all. If you wanted to repair an item, have it in his inventory and stay at a hotel for a chance of him doing it. Second, we're gonna get into not saving the town, but pointless, useless trivia because I think it's cool. Protractor. I said that I didn't throw this item away for good reason. We're gonna give the protractor to Paula and not go past it. Use it. Paula used the protractor. Now he can fairly easily figure out the angle of various things. This is a good example of something impressive. I swear I mean that. The way that EarthBound is programmed is that its text is generated on the fly. They made essentially a programming language inside of another programming language so that things like character gender, pronouns, things like that are all done in real time by the game by it analyzing the condition of the party. This was something not typical at the time, and it's impressive that they went through all that trouble, but that's one of the very rare instances in which it was missed over. They're about a bottle rocket to replace the one that missed in battle against the Cave Boys. We can now finally buy those at will. And I have a few items I want to sell, specifically the Travel Charm, Stun Gun, and I think that's pretty good. For $29, bottle rockets are a much better investment than I have made them look. We are going to rectify that in the very near future, and I will show you just how great they can be. This arms dealer is your best friend. Really, doesn't he look the part? Yeah, he is. Let's talk to you guys real quick to see if you have anything new to say. This town seems very dark, right? Okay, yeah, you already said that. So rumor that there's an underground path, yes, we already talked to you. We just gotta hype up that encounter even more. We tried going to the north exit of town, but that didn't go so well for us. Now, in walking around a little bit, you just kinda gotta walk around until you find that there is a circus tent here that was not here before. And that's not all. We also got a new enemy that's stuck on a lot of things, and I feel even more sorry for him than I do when I see that he is a dead dog, the zombie dog. This is, I think, the most threatening enemy that you could possibly fight right now. He does pretty big damage. Well, he certainly lives up to the hype. That's not even the worst thing I think he can do to you. He is the first enemy capable of inflicting poison, and I wanted to demonstrate that, but that went very cruddily for me. Ouch. That was... At least when I say the game is hard, it certainly lives up to the hype. Woo! Awoo! This animal is of lesser psychic potential than the others. We go up to this tent. Gowr! It's the Boogie Tent! He doesn't live under the bed, he's the blanket on top of it, which sounds even more scary because you're already wrapped up inside of him once you realize he's got you. This is a strange boss, first indicated by the fact that he is the battle background, being yet another instance of me thinking that it's far more effective for them to do these types of battle backgrounds. I'm gonna mess around a little bit. He is susceptible to flash 50% of the time, and I want to just see what effect I can get off on him. I'm gonna use Prey for the first time in a while, and for Jeff, we're gonna demonstrate the power of bottle rockets. Hopefully. Very subtle light. Keeping Jeff and Paula alive in this fight is... Why do I keep failing this? Why do I keep failing everything? Sheesh. This is... Ouch, is what this is. Lucky Sandwich to the rescue? Well, no, that's... Pizza to the rescue. I'll use that because the Lucky Sandwich can restore PP, and those are not exactly easy items to come by. Bottle Rocket, would you please succeed? Sounds so rude. Paula took out a pizza and Jeff ate it. 129 damage. There you are. Hits for pretty comparable to damage to Ness's regular attack when he is definitely the best attacker that we have in our party. For $29, it's pretty good. The way that bottle rockets work on an internal level is that their chance of hitting is based on your luck stat. Jeff is pretty low level, so he doesn't got a lot of it. Over time, though, he will get better at it. A big bottle rocket will launch 3 bottle rockets, and it will add up the damage of all the ones that have hit. This is bad. We can't afford to keep messing around like this. Pale green light. Did you just wake them? Okay, no, you didn't. That was a little hopeful there. You were... maybe I should? Yes, I flash. Ness could not stop crying. Did not work on Paula. Did not work on Jeff. Them being asleep actually saved them. Their eyes were closed. Pale green light. Can anything in this fight go right? This is an extremely easy fight where if you use a big bottle rocket and get just okay luck, the fight sort of ends defense spray. I'd like to know how he used that on himself right there. Come on. Paula, I don't think he's susceptible to freeze. He's a lot more susceptible to fire. I wish I had Jeff I wish I had Jeff awake so I could check that with his spy command if I mentioned how bad things are going. Use your Rollin'. There it is. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of health. I just got horribly unlucky. There you can see what I've been saying, where Prey is oftentimes more of a curse than a blessing. Paula grows to level 16? That rocks! PP up by 8. Jeff grows to level 15. Man, going to bed one night, waking up stronger the next morning. Oh, level 6. Wow, waking up a lot stronger. IQ up by 4, luck up by 2, HP up by 1. Helpful stats there. Any sort of item that has a chance of working or a chance of not working is impacted by luck. That is the primary use of it, and now we can see that in action now that we have somebody like Jeff on our side. Dig around in the trash, and we find a jar of fly honey inside of it. Ness takes it. Okay. I'm only telling you this because you look like you're just passing through. The truth is, I work for the monsters. The humans seem to be losing, so I'm on the zombie side for my own protection. The zombie's leader likes fly honey. He makes his followers collect it. You know, bees make bee honey and flies make fly honey. The zombie leader is strong because he always eats peanut butter and fly honey sandwiches. Sorry about this, kid, but you were your own undoing. I think we're going to take that knowledge and we're going to see what we can do with it now that we have a jar of fly honey on our side. Well, we don't have anything else to really do. So this is convenient. Hello, this is Apple Kid. I just wanted to let you know that I finished a pretty unique invention. I'm not sure if it'll help you or not. It's called zombie paper, and it can be used to trap zombies. It works kind of like fly paper. All you need to do is place the paper on the floor of a tent or something. You've seen at least one tent around, right? And then the zombies get stuck to the paper when they move around inside the tent. You can catch a lot of zombies this way. In fact, I bet you could get rid of all the zombies that are terrorizing the area with this paper. Anyway, I just asked the mock pizza delivery man to deliver the zombie paper to you, Ness. You should get it pretty soon. I've never actually seen a zombie, but if there really are any, zombie paper would be pretty useful. I'll be calling you if I come up with anything else. Click, beep. In the meantime, while we wait for that, I have some phone calls that I want to make. No, I don't! You can't have the Escargot Express and mock pizza delivering to you at the same time. That's right. My face looks horribly deformed in this state. I kind of wonder if you were to draw the pixels the way they are in a realistic sense, what it would look like. Maybe I don't want to know the answer to that. Let's just pretend you're Ness, and I'll give this to you. Oh, hello, Ness. Just go along with me on this one, okay? I made the decision that you're Ness, no matter what. Paula got the zombie paper. I like to imagine that he just shoved Ness aside and started talking to Paula and calling her Ness and doing this whole exchange. I've done my duty and given you apple the kids thingamajig. Well, goodbye. And all doing it with a thick accent all at the same time. That's really funny, actually, that it went to Paula because Ness's inventory was full. My inventory being full finally did some good, so no, I guess I can finally say that I was thankful in one instance that my inventory was tiny. Zombie paper, do your stuff. Okay? And I just thought of something. I don't think I've ever done this before. I want to go to the drugstore and see if there is better equipment for Jeff than what we have on him, because he doesn't have a full set. He could use a hard hat. Though, man, make Jeff stronger defensively, or keep on my swagger that I've never had to buy a single piece of headgear in my life. Choices. Jeff's defense changed from 26 to 31, and again from 31 to 36, a full 10-point increase. I then replenished the 2 bottle rockets that Jeff used up in the fight. As for those phone calls that I wanted to make, the Escargot Express is quite helpful to you, as it'll be a long time before you need to use the pack of bubblegum, the bad key machine, even though that sounds like it would be incredibly useful in normal everyday life. That was it for what I wanted to take away, but we lose 2 items, take 1 item. When I say it like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, it sounds so negative. But the broken machine that we got all the way back at Apple Kid's house now has a use for us because, wouldn't you know it, just like it says on the back of the box, like you need to know to use it, we now know a genius named Jeff. Aw, their noses are touching. We're gonna stick that in Jeff's inventory. And I always forget to do this. So I'm very thankful that I remember to do it this time. It might have a little bit to do with the fact that in my notes that are right next to me right now, I have written in all caps, "Don't forget the broken machine for once in your miserable existence." It's helpful. Now, this portion of the game is not at all clear about what you have to do. We've gone around and talked to a lot of people, and we just kind of had to discover that, hey, there's something different in the southern end of town by kind of walking around a little bit. From walking around up near the hotel and by the circus, you'll get that call from Apple Kid, and he's pretty straightforward with what you gotta do about that. But it's gonna take a little while for that paper to attract zombies and then work its magic. So we're staying in the hotel. This is kind of something you don't really see a lot of these days. You kind of gotta bumble around town for a little bit, not knowing what to do, and piece things together. Good morning. Jeff didn't fix anything. Sir, you're working hard even though you're young. Guest newspapers delivered to the hotel day and are different from normal. Boogie Tent Falls, young human to blame. This bellhop is he's something all right. This bellhop has a piece of unused text that is not very widely talked about. If you were to stay in this hotel after Ness and Paula are captured, but before Jeff rescues them, he would tell you the headline, "Today's weather, thick gray clouds all day." It's likely that this text was written by an air handler because you're not going to have a very easy time staying in this hotel during that period of time. I guess it's kind of neat. Definitely one of those things that adds more intrigue to a character that would not have it otherwise. Yuck, we caught a lot of zombies. Ugh, shiver, it's really gross. Excuse me, you caught a lot of zombies? You might not understand me saying this, but, poor zombies. I was able to arrest many zombies because of your help. Arrest sounds strange, doesn't it? We did it! Did you look at the tent? Yeah, we taught those stupid zombies a lesson! Why are you staying in here, buddy? These zombies are stuck to the floor. I wonder if they can still get me. I don't care what happens to anyone else. I just want to save my own skin. I'll blame you after my death. There's no response. I'll blame you for the rest of my life. If I try to get away, my body will just fall apart. It's because I'm a zombie. That's an oddly dark line. I've always found that to be kind of creepy. Could you help me? Maybe not. The zombies are a lot less threatening when they say lines like that and are stuck to the floor, and, oh yeah, when you realize that they're wearing hot pink swim trunks. I don't care if I pass away. Ha! I'm dead already. You're the enemy of all zombies, you monster. Zombie paper really works, so I hope someone comes up with pretty girl paper. Oops, that wasn't a nice thing to say. No, it wasn't. At least you're acknowledging this and are I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I think maybe I should just shy away from that topic a little bit. Because I'm sure there is some way to spin anything that I say in a negative light there. Hey, enemies! I knew you were there by the frame rate! I don't believe that we have fought Smile and Sam. He's very similar to Handsome Tom. He just doesn't have as annoying PSI attacks that inflict statuses on you. I'd much rather get rid of the Handsome Tom very quickly. Yeah, he's just a healer, it looks like. These enemies are susceptible to fire. They don't stand in a row, unfortunately. It's just that fire does better damage than freeze. 91 damage. Defense down Alpha. You're both pretty annoying, actually. But that's okay. Ness's level is 23. Offense up by 1, defense up by 1, guts up by 1, vitality up by 1, IQ up by 1, luck up by 1, max HP up by 13, max PP up by 5. Aw. We were going with a perfect streak of only having 1s in all the numbers that we got. And then it was broken. Speaking of broken, I'm a little disappointed that Jeff didn't fix any items while we went to the inn. I know that it's not a guarantee, but still. Is that an enemy or an item? It looks too pale to be an item. Well, I guess we're finding. Okay, well, that answers my question. I got what I wanted. We have a new enemy, the zombie Possessor. I see this typoed as zombie Possessor a lot of the time. They're capable of inflicting a very unique status that we have not seen yet, and I'm kind of hoping that they do it on us, so I'm going to take things a little bit easy. Attacking. Possess you in a frightening manner. Ness was possessed by a mini-ghost. While this is going on, there is another enemy in this fight that we are not able to see that is just floating around Ness. It'll attack you occasionally and has its own effects. If we can show those, that would be kind of nice. Gonna recover HP on Jeff, and Paula. Get rid of the putrid moldy man. As much as I like reading his name, I don't like seeing his face. 2 HP of damage. And Jeff's body solidified. It's able to do a little bit of damage. I have had party members die to the tiny bit of damage that it's done, so it is just annoying enough that I do see it as a slight problem. Not only that, but it is able to reach out with its icy hand to make someone's body solidify. When that's the case, they cannot use their regular attacks or use items. I think only psychic attacks can get through that status. Gonna possess you in a frightening manner. Did not work on Ness. Good thing we don't have 2 of them to deal with. And that should be about it. Any second now. I said any second now. Oh, I was hoping that Ness would get a smash attack right there, because it seems like every time that I get impatient with enemies, Ness seems to do that. Come on. Able to okay. Please. I don't want to use too much PP. Thank you. Possession is not only a very different status from what we've... Possession! Oh, Jeff grows to level 17. Guts up by 1. Max SP up by 3. Good, nice and short. Don't have to tire myself out by getting excited over every single number. Even I have my own limits a little bit. Possession is definitely a different status than... Whoa, they walk through the walls because they're ghosts. That's right. Paula grew to level 17, and because Ness was getting talked about so much for having a ghost possessing him, Jeff got one to match. You only see one on the field, however, so joke's on you, Jeff. Ness's ghost is more important than yours. It just floats around you so you can see that you're inflicted with it. It's a very different status than what you would expect. Because it's on your side of the field, whenever enemies use attacks that target all targets, the ghost can actually get hit by that, and it will die from taking too much HP of damage because it is an enemy. You yourself cannot attack it, however, unless you were to get confused or something like that. But it is unique in that it is the only status ailment that cannot be treated with an item. You either have to die, or go to the blue-haired healer and have him purify you. What I was trying to say before tangenting into 6 separate universes is that when the zombie paper worked its magic, we saw these 2 zombies guarding the exit of town. Something tells me, when we follow that pathway, we're getting taken to the boss of the zombies, Belch himself. And next time on EarthBound, that's where we're making our way. See you guys then.